Chapter 340 Violet Gold Twin Emperors. Similarly, in the righteous path, killing a disciple of the Devil sect would result in much more military honors than killing a disciple of another sect. This was considered a special treatment for the Heavenly Tao sect and the Demon sect, even though they rarely liked it. 10,000 Demon Hall, Humph. While the blue-clothed big man was sizing up Kang Tia and Zijin, Kang Tia was also sizing up this blue-clothed big man who had suddenly appeared. And then a cold smile appeared in his eyes. The whole of 10,000 demons were all a group of demonic cultivators. Their demonic beasts were naturally strong in flesh and were better suited to refining the red diamond blood crystals. So in this killing island, the whole of 10,000 demons had the largest number of disciples. Kang Tia was not surprised in his heart. "Little fellow, your vision is good, but unfortunately, vision does not represent strength." The blue-clothed big man smiled hideously and slowly approached. Under his divine mind's probe, Kang Tia and Little Gold were merely cultivators who had just broken through the out-of-body stage. In the entire land of kings, this kind of strength was almost the existence of the bottom. Of course, there were some geniuses that were weak in cultivation but strong. However, the big man in blue clearly did not think that Kang Tia and Zijin were such geniuses after all. Although there were many geniuses in the cultivation world, compared to the huge battlefield of righteousness and evil, the geniuses that could be met were very rare too. The big man in blue didn't think that he was so unlucky as to meet a genius casually. What's more, the strength of the big man in blue wasn't weak. He was a peak-out breathing stage powerhouse. Because he was a demonic beast, he was born with a strong physical body. So if he exploded with all his might, he would even be able to reach the out-breathing stage Seal King. With this kind of strength, it was no wonder that he didn't put Kang Tia and Little Gold in his eyes at all. It was just that he was destined to be disappointed today. "Is that so?" Kang Tia smiled coldly and did not move a step, only staring, with a mocking gaze at the blue-clothed big man slowly approaching in front of him. This gaze caused the blue-clothed big man to be stunned, and a bad intuition suddenly rose in his heart. Can it be that they really are the kind of geniuses that can cross over levels? A hint of hesitation flashed in the blue-clothed big man's eyes, but this hint of hesitation was immediately replaced by a cruel killing intent. "I don't believe that I'm so unlucky as to casually let me meet two geniuses." The blue-clothed big man suddenly let out a loud roar and pounced towards Kang Tia and Little Gold. That powerful aura that was almost at the level of the out-of-body stage, Seal King immediately rose up to the sky, covering the entire space. But right at this moment, a golden figure appeared in front of him, slowly raising his fist and blasting out a bland punch. The blue-clothed big man had a hideous look in his eyes. This person who suddenly stopped in front of him was none other than Zijin, the existence that he had ignored. He could see that Zijin was dominated by Kang Tia. Naturally, he was the weakest one in terms of strength. "Let's take you first." The big man in blue laughed and similarly blasted out a fist, clashing with Zijin's fist. However, in the next moment, the big man in blue's smile suddenly froze. Boom! In midair, Little Gold and the big man in blue clashed hard, sparring a punch. The big man in blue was exploding with all his might, as he wanted to quickly finish off Zijin before killing the slightly threatening Kang Tia. On the other hand, Zijin was casually throwing a punch, but with his formidable strength. This punch was also so powerful that an ordinary out-of-body stage Seal Emperor powerhouse would have difficulty resisting it. Not to mention the big man in blue. Immediately, the fists of the two immediately collided together in midair, and the aftershocks that erupted caused the surrounding space to burst. Feeling the powerful force rushing out from above Zijin's fist, the blue-clothed big man's smile immediately froze, and immediately after, a flash of panic surfaced on his face. Plop! Without the slightest surprise, When the energy within Zijin's body gushed out, it formed a huge impact that followed his fist and blasted towards the big man in blue on the opposite side. This only happened in an instant, and the blue-clothed big man didn't even have time to defend himself before he was already sent flying out, blood spurting wildly. Out of body stage seal Emperor. The blue-clothed big man wiped off the blood from the corner of his mouth and stared at Little Gold not far away with a face full of shock, his expression filled with horror. He wanted to cry in his heart. He didn't think that his luck was really this bad. Casually encountering that kind of supreme genius who crossed the ranks to kill his enemies. Escape. Almost instantly, the blue-clothed big man ran towards the back. Fighting an outbreathing stage Emperor Sealer powerhouse was an act of seeking death. This point of common sense was very clear to him, so there was not the slightest bit of luck in his heart. HMPH. Zijin looked at the back of the blue-clothed big man and snorted coldly. Then he turned into a ray of light and came out, chasing after the blue-clothed big man. It was so hard to wait for the prey. He was naturally unwilling to give up like this. On the other hand, Kang Chia no longer paid attention to them. He walked alone to the side of the red diamond flower, watching this much beautiful flower complete the final bloom. As the petals fell from the sky, a blood-red crystal appeared within the bud. Kang Chun's eyes revealed a brilliant light as he stretched out a hand and carefully picked this blood-red crystal, placing it in front of his eyes and carefully examining it. This is the red diamond blood crystal. Karma, Kang Chia muttered. This blood-red crystalline body in front of his eyes was hexagonal in shape, with smooth and shiny corners, and a pure color, like a drop of blood, being solidified, and under the pale moonlight, it was translucent with a palpitating blood color. Kang Chia slowly lifted it up and looked through the moonlight. His eyes instantly shrunk as he saw a blood moon. It was as bright red as blood, demonic and compelling. This is filled with a violent and mysterious power, somewhat similar to that mysterious pool of water in second senior brother's cave. Kang Chia pondered. His divine mind probed into the red diamond blood crystal, and he sensed a violent energy. This kind of energy, he was somewhat familiar with it in the volcano where his second senior brother resided. The energy in that mysterious water pool was somewhat similar to this. It was just that in comparison, the energy in the red diamond blood crystal was even more pure and berserk. Could there be some connection between the two? Kang Chia revealed a look of doubt in his eyes. "Brother, I'm back." Soon after, a familiar figure descended from the sky, and it was none other than Little Gold, killing a cultivator who was merely close to the outbreathing stage Seal King was. For the current Little Gold, a very simple matter. He easily did it without even going berserk. Forget it. Refine one first and then we'll see. Seeing Little Gold come back, Kang Chia showed a smile on his face and put away the red diamond blood crystal. "Brother, this guy has 3 red diamond blood crystals." Little Gold was all smiles as he took out 3 blood-colored crystals and threw them to Kang Chia. The same bright red as blood, each of the red diamond blood crystals were all the same. Whether it was the color, the size, or the shape, it was as if they were carved out of a single mold. "Brother, try it out and see if this thing is really effective," Little Gold said with some anticipation. "Well, you help me guard the spell." Kang Chia nodded. Immediately, they opened up a simple cave mansion on a nearby mountain and laid down an array formation to conceal their breath as a temporary place to live. Little Gold stood outside the cave mansion, scanning the surroundings with a vigilant face, guarding Kang Chia. Inside the cave mansion, Kang Chia sat cross-legged and began to refine the red diamond blood crystal. As he began to activate the Danshan True Flame to refine it, a blood-red curtain of light erupted from the red diamond blood crystal, completely enveloping his entire person and forming a blood-colored circle of light. Between Kang Chun's palms, Danshan True Flame gushed out, spreading throughout the red diamond blood crystal, the fire dazzling. Instantly, a violent energy surged out from the red diamond blood crystal, traveling down Kang Qian's hands and spreading to his entire body. Kang Qian's complexion stared, knowing that the critical moment was about to come. As expected, the moment more entered his body with this berserk energy, Kang Qia felt a fiery pain, and even with his will, he could not help but break out in a cold sweat. This blood-colored berserk energy followed his skin and soaked in layer by layer. Kang Qian's entire body seemed like he was thrown into a furnace, being forged by the raging flames, and the skin outside of his body continuously discharged all sorts of pitch-black impurities that stank of fishy odor. It's really right. Feeling that his fleshly body had become even stronger, Kang Qia opened his eyes, a look of excitement appearing in his eyes. The strength of his fleshly body, that could be boosted by a single red diamond blood crystal, was comparable to a year of his cultivation. This was definitely a supreme treasure for enhancing the strength of the physical body. Kang Qian's face was filled with excitement and thrill. He then took out the remaining 3 red diamond blood crystals and refined them one after another. While refining, he felt that the pain he endured doubled with every red diamond blood crystal he refined. This was a great test of one's will, and ordinary people simply could not withstand it. From this, it was no wonder that there was a limit to the number of red diamond blood crystals that each person could refine, as each person's will was limited, and it was impossible for them to tolerate the increasingly powerful pain torment without limit. In addition, after refining the red diamond blood crystals to a certain amount, the physical body would gradually assume a saturated state, at which point, even if you had a stronger will, it would be impossible to refine the red diamond blood crystals anymore. This saturation state was based on each person's natural bloodline, and those with special bloodlines had special physics that could hold more red diamond blood crystals. This was clearly the case with Kang Qia, who possessed the Kang Qia hegemony blood, which was one of the top 10 bloodlines in the cultivation world. So his physique was very powerful and held even more redling blood crystals. At least, so far, refining 4 red diamond blood crystals did not cause any discomfort for Kang Qia, and he was able to feel that he could continue refining more red diamond blood crystals. After thinking about it, Kang Qia walked out of the cave and began to prepare to continue searching for the red diamond blood crystals with Little Gold. Little Gold was also very excited to hear that the red diamond blood crystal was very effective. He knew very well that this kind of thing was simply the most precious thing for a body-refining cultivator like him and Kang Qia. On the Killing Island, Kang Qia and Zijin hunted the Devil's Path disciples during the day, while at night, they went around looking for red diamond flowers. After a series of battles, the cultivators on the island also knew that the Killing Island had come with a terrifying pair of righteous duo, but any devil disciple who met them would surely die. Because Kang Qia wore a purple suit, Zijin was dressed in gold. The disciples of the righteous and devilish paths, who didn't know their names, jointly gave them a nickname, Purple and Gold Twin Emperors. The reason why they were called emperors was because a powerful out-of-body stage seal king from the Hall of 10,000 Demons, while being killed by Zijin, shouted out, "Out-of-body stage seal emperor." These words were heard by the nearby disciples of the righteous and demonic paths, and they realized that the strength of the two people, Kang Qia and Zijin, had already reached the out-of-body stage, sealed emperor realm. On top of the Killing Island, there were only 3 out-of-body stage, sealed emperor powerhouses in the open. One from the 10,000 Buddha sect, one from the 10,000 Demon Hall, and one from the Demon sect. Under such circumstances, the righteous disciples on the Killing Island had clearly fallen into an unfavorable situation. However, now, the appearance of the violet gold twin emperors completely reversed the unfavorable situation of the righteous disciples, which caused the disciples of the Devil's Path to panic greatly. Many Devil Dao disciples had autonomously banded together, feeling that it would be safer. But after a group of dozens of Devil Dao disciples had been exterminated, all of the Devil Dao disciples clearly understood one fact. They couldn't afford to mess with the Violet and Gold Twin Emperors. Kang Tia and Zi Jing gradually became famous throughout the Killing Island, and even the two out-of-body stage Seal Emperor level Devil Dao powerhouses avoided colliding with them because they couldn't feel out their strength.